Hi, my name is Zero, and I love zero waste. Have you heard of zero waste? Zero waste is great for the community and our planet, our only home. So, you probably recycle and compost already. But my friends and I are going to tell you more about the 4 R's and how to get to zero waste. Here's Little Miss Reduce.
Hello! I love reducing waste from the start. I am the first of the 4 R's. Have you heard of the 4 R's before? That's reduce, reuse, recycle, and rot, also known as compost. Reduce is the first R because it's where you can make the biggest difference. Reduce means to make less waste, use less, or buy less.
But how can we make less waste?
Well, there are some really tasty ways to reduce waste by eating and not wasting your food. Here are some tips to make fruit last longer and taste better. Put apples and tomatoes on the counter first until they're ripe, then in the fridge so that they last longer. And did you know that watermelon and mango go in the cabinet? Before we go to the grocery store, my family and I look in our cabinet and refrigerator and put together a list so we buy only what we plan to eat and not extra food we'll waste. You can start an Eat Me First area of the fridge where you put things that you need to eat soon before they go bad. Another great way to reduce waste is by gleaning. That's where we harvest or pick extra fruit on Castro Valley trees, so the fruit doesn't go to waste. Then we donate it to Castro Valley food pantries for people that don't have enough to eat.
Hello! My name is Again. After reduce, reuse is the second best thing you can do to reduce waste. Reuse means to use something over and over again or to make a new use for it instead of throwing it away. Things made out of fabric, such as our clothes, shoes, towels, and bed linens are called textiles. Textiles without stains or chemicals on them can be reused if they are donated. We have textile collection in CVSan twice a year. You can place bags of clothing, shoes, and bedding at the curb next to your carts on your collection day. You can also drop off textiles during CVSan's Recycles Day, which also occurs twice a year.
What happens to textiles when we donate them?
If they are good, they can be resold. If they are worn out, the material might be used to make something new out of them. You can also be more creative with your style and reduce waste through secondhand fashion. Do you see this cape I'm wearing? Notice how it's a little different?
That's such a cool cape, Again. You have so much style. How do you do it?
This is a used cape I got from a magician through Castro Valley's online free cycle group, and I got these one-of-a-kind vintage infinity sunglasses from a thrift store. You can take reuse to the next level by buying used and thrifting. You can create a style uniquely you. Buying used can save you money, and you can find items that not many people have. Get creative with your style and check out the wide world of the reuse marketplace online. CVSan has a webpage to help you do that at cvsan.org/reuse.
Hi, my name is Blue. You've probably seen me outside your home or at school. I represent the 3rd R because I recycle clean paper, plastic, metal, and glass. Recycling is a process where used materials are made into new things. To make great new things out of what we put in the recycling cart, make sure that those materials are ready to be recycled. Here's how. When recycling paper, first remove paper clips and be sure that the paper is dry and clean. Now it can be recycled. Remember that cardboard and junk mail are also made of paper and should be recycled the same way. If you have shredded paper, put that in the green organics cart. It can be composted with our food scraps and other compostable materials. At school, Don't forget to take out the straw when you recycle your empty juice boxes and milk cartons. For bottles and jars, you can leave the lids and caps on when you put them in the blue recycling cart. Applesauce cups can go in there too. When we recycle plastic, metal, and glass containers, they are melted down into a material that can be made into new containers.
How about plastic utensils and plastic bags? Can we recycle those?
Small plastics like straws, lids, and utensils don't go in the blue recycling cart. Being small makes them too hard to recycle, and they can get stuck in the recycling machines. The same problem happens with loose plastic bags, which is why plastic bags should always be bagged up and tied in a bag together to be recycled in the blue cart. When the recycling truck picks up the materials we put in the blue recycling cart, they take it to their materials recovery facility, or MRF. That's a funny word, right? MRF! After that, the materials are sent to be made into some really cool things. For example, aluminum is a metal used in soda cans, and that can be recycled and used to make airplanes.
My name is Green, and I'm the fourth R, which is rot. There are 3 types of materials that can go in the green organics cart. 1, food scraps, like banana and orange peels, chicken bones, and moldy bread. 2, plant debris, including tree branches, grass trimmings, flowers, and leaves. And 3, food-soiled paper, like napkins, greasy pizza boxes, paper towels, tissues, paper plates, and paper cups. Just make sure there is no metal or plastic on any of the items going in there. You can also put shredded paper and pencil shavings in the green organics cart. The organics truck takes all the materials we put in the green organics cart to a composting facility. This is what the compost product looks like when it is almost ready to be used.
So what does compost do exactly? What makes it so special that we want to keep making it?
Well, do you take vitamins?
Of course.
So, vitamins help you take in nutrients to be healthier, right? Well, when we transform organics from our green carts into compost, it's like putting vitamins back into the earth. You put compost in the ground to give it more nutrients, which helps plants grow stronger. Compost also helps store water in the earth longer, and it helps filter out pollution. Compost is magical.
So now you know how to do even more than recycle and compost. You know how to get to zero waste. And CVSan has a goal of zero waste by 2029. We aim to be more like nature where there is no waste. When we look at cycles and natural ecosystems, waste is a resource for others and breaks down into nutrients. Also really important to nature are 2 words you may have heard about: climate change. According to NASA scientists, climate change describes a change in the average conditions, such as temperature and rainfall, in a region over a long period of time. NASA scientists have observed that Earth's surface is warming, and many of the warmest years on record have happened recently. Climate change means sea levels will rise. We will have more bad storms, and more fires, and smoke days. All of these things are getting worse over time. But if we work together, we can help things from getting really, really bad. When we create waste, like when food scraps are put in the garbage, and then the landfill, it increases methane pollution, which increases climate change. That's why it's so important to put them in the green organics cart, where it gets made into compost. In 2022, it also became the law. A lot of waste is created even before products get to us. For example, making a product might involve mining materials, shipping, and packaging. There is a massive amount of waste that happens even before we buy products.
And that's why we practice the 4 R's to reduce our waste, as well as the waste that came before we got that thing. If we waste less, we can reduce the impact of climate change.
If we reuse everything we can, this prevents more materials from being used and prevents waste.
If we put our used up paper, plastic, metal, and glass in the blue recycling cart, we can conserve natural resources.
And if we put food scraps, food soiled paper, and plants left over in the green organics cart, they can be made into magical compost and become vitamins for the soil.
So, in order to prevent waste, end pollution, and slow down climate change, we can all do our part by practicing the 4 R's.
Reduce, reuse,
Recycle!
And rot!
For a better future, select your path to zero waste.